What comes to mind when I say the word Halloween? Costumes, candy, trick-or-treating, Nerf. Wait, no, the last one doesn't make sense. How does Nerf have anything to do with Halloween? Well, apparently Roblox in their great thinking minds thought it did. And that's why they've shat out Zombie Strike. Or in this case, Nerf Zombie Strike. They didn't bother to list Nerf Zombie Strike in the actual event tab. They put Zombie Strike to kind of give the impression that it's not sponsored. But if you go look at the actual page itself, it is sponsored by Nerf. So apparently, when I think of Halloween, I automatically think of Nerf and their new Zombie Strike product. Oh boy, why do you even bother with events anymore, Roblox? Why do you call them events? They're sponsored events. Sure, a sponsored event is a form of an event, but all your events are fucking sponsored events now. There is no point in calling it an event. There is no such thing as an event. It's all sponsored now by something. Sponsored by Nerf. Sponsored by fucking Disney. Sponsored by this, that, and this, and that. It's like, why can't you just have normal events now? Like, are you still scrambling for money after you've removed Lifetime BC, fucking added in all your pay-to-play features and all that shit, added in all your new hats, all your new limiteds, you still gotta milk us with the fucking sponsored events. Like, how does this work at Roblox? I'm really curious to know. Does any company just out of the blue come up to you and say, here's $100, can we fucking, take your holiday event and, somehow plaster our name all over it? Yeah, sure, that would be great, says Roblox. Meanwhile, we're getting fucking sponsored events. And it's not like they're good events either. It's not like they're sponsored, but they still remain good events. No, because the prizes are just fucking, they have branding all over them now. Like, what? Like, why is it that I can't win a prize without the fucking sponsor's logo all over it now? What am I, a race car driver? You look at some of the prizes. It says a Nerf chest armor, a Nerf bandana, and a Nerf tactical vest. Well, what if I don't want Nerf? And the gears are Nerf Zombie Friend and a Nerf cap and goggles. So, you plaster Nerf on your gear and your prizes, but you don't do it on the actual event itself. Makes fucking sense. And taking a look at some of the games here, we have Work at Pizza Place yet again for like the 50th time. Like, is there no other game that you could pick for Halloween? I mean, you did this for the holiday games. You did this for, I think, I can't even remember how many times you've used this. And then you have it for Ripull minigames. Again, using the same fucking game. You used Ripull minigames in the Easter egg hunt. I mean, how many times can you just, I guess, repaint these games to match whatever fucking event you're having? Like, seriously. And the only game that's actually up on the front page that's a part of this event is Work at Pizza Place, which already had a bunch of people in it from the beginning. So, basically, this big event, or what used to be a big event, is now one game that's been around for so long and only has players in it because people like the game itself. They don't like the reskin of the fucking thing. They just like the game itself. And the prizes and the way that you get them, you have Work at a haunted pizza place and earn money to upgrade your house and experience. Well, you could already earn money to upgrade your house and experience. Why is that even in there? Watch for a Nerf-sponsored zombie. Okay, if you find it, you'll win the Nerf bandana. Well, what am I supposed to do with a bandana? I mean, looking back at the other events, even the 2013 event, you could get block skins. Like, you could wear admins on your fucking arms and stuff like that. For a while, I wore the Stickmaster Luke one. Whatever happened to those? Now they're just replaced with sponsored fucking objects. In Ripull minigames, you'll have non-stop fun playing tons of different games in Ripull's Halloween-themed minigames. You could already play tons of games in there. You just added in the Halloween-themed minigames. He could have done that himself without you guys. You just fucking threw in whatever it is. Here, I'll read it. As you're playing, keep an eye out for the nerf zombie. So, you're not even doing tasks. You're just looking for it. And the final game, which is actually a game made for the event, like, I don't even know if it's a Roblox made event or if it's a Nerf sponsored event, because I don't even know if the guy who made it either works for Nerf or works for fucking Roblox. So I'm not even gonna bother talking about what the little caption is underneath the game. I'm just gonna show you how amazing this game is. Wasn't that wonderful? You can obviously tell how much effort and detail went into this game. I mean, just look at the walking animations. You don't even have to walk. You just levitate above the ground. And if you say have to walk over a step or something, well, you just ascend upwards and then you levitate over and then it just drops you back down. There's no fucking moving legs or anything. I mean, if you're climbing up something, you just fucking stay like a brick and you just go all the way up to the top and walk forward, and there you go. You don't need walking animations. And when you go to the description, and I should also mention that when you actually look at this game for the first time, the dislikes to likes, it's about the same as almost one of those shitty games you see on the front page, like a shitty tycoon game that tries to scam you out of your fucking Robux and stuff. It's around that level of dislikes to likes. Like, you have your idiots who like the game no matter what, and then you actually have the people who say, this thing's a piece of shit. And in this game, when it says on-rail shooter, it means on-rail. I mean, I get that part. But when I go to the arcade, and, well, if the arcade is still open anymore, and I play a rail shooter, there's actually progression in it. I mean, I think there used to be a game called Time Crisis or whatever that I used to love to play, and you just kept popping in fucking quarters, and it kept stealing on you. But at least it had a story to it, or there was actual progression. I mean, you shot people in one area and you went to an entirely new area. Here, you just fucking walk around in circles. So you should say an on-rail shooter loop, because that's all it is. I mean, there's points in there where you think, hey, I'm gonna go up these paths to these castles off in the distance that you see, and then you just turn fucking right around 180 and you go back to shooting the same fucking zombies. And the zombies, oh my god, did you see how they came out of the ground? There wasn't an animation for them. There wasn't like the ground shakes or dirt particles or anything like that. They just fucking came out of the ground. They clipped right through it. Sometimes I would even see them getting stuck, or they'd sit there, just in their, I guess, idle stands, and then you couldn't attack them because somehow they had these spawn protections on them, or only other people could hit these certain zombies. I guess it was a way to keep people from spamming and taking all the tags. And while you're looking around, to get the sponsors, to get your money's worth on the sponsorship, I guess Nerf told them, hey, plaster our fucking image 3 times around the map on giant ass billboards, because that totally won't ruin the immersion of the game, if there was any to begin with. I mean, there's nothing more immersing than running around on an on-rail loop shooting at zombies who are broken with fucked up walking animations with a green Nerf gun and seeing a giant-ass billboard with the words Nerf on it. Really puts the image in my mind of Nerf and Halloween and them trying to make a connection between it, but just fucking failing hard. I mean, I don't even know why I bother with Halloween, or not even Halloween, just events in general, because every time it's the exact same thing. It basically, if there were to be an equation for this, it would probably be something like Roblox event plus sponsor equals shitty event. And basically, that's how it's going to be. I mean, that's all I can understand from this situation, basically, is that all the old events that you remember that didn't have sponsors in them are now going to be replaced with sponsors, and the gears and items that you earn are, instead of actually relating to the holiday that it's actually trying to be a part of, they're just going to be plastered with the logos of whoever just so happens to be sponsoring this event. So I know I mentioned that I'd be covering events whenever I could, because then I would be off school to talk about them, but there's no point in talking about them because each one is an exact carbon copy of the last one. You either find a popular game on Roblox, plaster your logo all over it, whoever is sponsoring it, usually go with Work a Pizza Place or something like that, and then profit or make an entirely new game but still plaster your logo all over it. So I guess all I can say is to the Roblox community is don't expect any actual fucking events. I mean, you had the Easter event. Why couldn't you have stuck with it? Why did we go from Easter event to Hallows Eve being a fucking sponsored event? I just don't understand how you make that jump from trying to make a comeback, sort of actually, kind of. They kind of attempted to go back to original events. They still went with dev events, to dropping down to somewhat dev events mixed in with sponsored. And it's not even dev events because all they are is just they're plastering a logo and sticking an item in Ripull minigames and fucking Work a Pizza Place. So nothing's changed. And I guess Roblox is just going to keep rolling these things out. Now, people have been saying that this is not the actual Halloween event, and I certainly hope so. I certainly hope that there's something else in store. But usually, Roblox releases their events ahead of the actual holiday that's coming up. So this is the only event that's been out for this holiday, Halloween. I mean, last Halloween, or no, not last Halloween, but 2 Halloweens ago in 2013, we had Hallows Eve, and this is Hallows Eve. So unless there's a totally different Halloween event coming out, I'm thinking that this is the only thing that you're going to be getting for Halloween. So you're getting a shit game, which the blog just blew right the hell out of proportion, saying, oh, we had all these special game developers working on this quality game and stuff, and you're going to love it. And then you see an on-rail shooter in the description and all the dislikes, and yeah, you just go around in circles shooting stuff. And you think, oh, so fucking exciting for Halloween. And the other 2 games are games that are always been around, and games that you've used in 20 other thousand fucking events to do the exact same thing, to peddle your little sponsors, or just to get around making events yourself. And here we are. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, this is probably, it's best to end it here because there's no point in going on about it. It's what you're getting for Halloween, I guess, guys. So I'm Coast Productions, and thanks for watching.